Jocko, I was wondering what your advice is for disagreeing up the chain of command. Obviously, this needs to be done with some tact, i.e. in private, not in front of others. But in those private conversations, how should one respectfully disagree?
Again, similar question. A better technique than disagreeing is just to ask questions. You know, boss, hey, I want to make sure I get this right. Can you explain it to me again? Can you watch me do it? Right? So your boss actually sees what the problem is. That way, you're not being offensive. Hey, boss, can you explain why you chose this course of action? I really want to learn from what you did, the way you do it. Again, does that sound like a kiss ass? Yes, because I'm exaggerating. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, boss, you're so incredibly smart. Can you please? No, I'm not talking about that, because bosses don't like ass kisses either. At least good bosses. Good bosses don't. And actually, even good bosses, they might keep their kiss asses around, but they don't respect them. So you don't gain influence by being a kiss ass. Yeah. It's not a good situation. So I'm not talking about kissing ass, but you know, hey, boss, I'm really wanting to understand this and make sure I understand it. Can you explain to me why this is the best way to do this versus the other way? You know, that's the kind of question. That's not kissing ass. That's actually, you know, it is actually legitimately wanting to know. Yeah. Like, I legitimately want to know. Maybe, you know, what if we, instead of assuming that we know better than our boss, what if we assume that my boss knows better than me? Let's make that assumption. And if you communicate with that assumption, then you're probably going to communicate in a much better way than communicating with the assumption that my boss is an idiot and I know better than him. Yeah. Which is not a good way to communicate.
Yeah. It's funny when now that you kind of said that about the kiss ass guy, because that comes up a lot. I don't want to be kiss ass, and yeah, you don't. The kiss ass guy is the same thing as being friend zoned. You know what friend zone mean?
Yeah, I do.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So like the girl, right? Typically, it's a guy who gets friend zoned, right? Because he's like too nice. He's too nice. He's too whatever. He's essentially
you're like a brother to me.
Intimate yes man. That's what he is. So of course the girl's gonna keep him around for all this like good feeling superficially. By the way,
not to mention lunch,
all that stuff, all the superficial stuff. He's not gonna get anywhere of legitimacy with her. Right. Actual decision makings, if you translate that into the work environment or whatever, where the boss, I mean a certain kind of boss, just like a certain girl's gonna keep a guy around for that reason. Certain boss is gonna be like, yeah, I'll keep him around. I feel a little bit bad even firing a guy like that, a little bit, because he's just so nice to me. He gives me all these compliments, and even in a weird way, I think the kiss ass guy kind of knows that too. You know, like why would he ever fire me, even though he's not that good at his job or whatever, right? Because he can't fire me. I'm just too nice to him. There's that feeling is floating around is what I'm saying. But it's the same deal, right? Like it's too many compliments. You're too much of a yes man. I'll keep you around for very superficial reasons, but that's it, brother. Yeah. You don't get past.
Yeah, that's not a good place to be in.
No, it's not, sir.
That's why I'm not saying kiss ass. And the way I just explained that of actually assuming that your boss knows more than you is a good way to approach the situation. Yeah. As opposed to approaching the situation like you know more than your boss. Yeah. Why act like that? The outcome is going to be inferior. The outcome is inferior. The outcome of acting like your boss or assuming that your boss knows more than you, the outcome is you treat them with respect. Because the other way, you could try and treat them with respect, but inadvertently you sound like, some people, we talk about normal face, right? Some people, they cannot even ask a question in a respectful way, right? They can't even, what was I saying over here? They can't even say, hey boss, can you explain this to me? Because I really want to they can't even say that, hey boss, can you explain this to me? Because this doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like they can't they can't even ask a question in a respectful way. Yeah. That's a skill you should master as a leader and as a follower. As a leader and as a follower, how to ask questions in a respectful way. Leif pointed this out. Leif pointed out, we were talking about the fact of I would say, it's a story he's told a bunch of times of going through the kill house and he's in the back of the train, and you shouldn't be in the back of the train. You should be somewhere where you can lead everyone, because when you're in the back of the train, you don't know what's happening in the front of the train. Of assaulters, a big group of people moving through a kill house. And he goes, Jocko didn't say, hey, stop doing that and do it this other way. He's like, he asked me questions. And he's like, they were real questions. I wasn't like, hey, Leif, why the hell are you in the back of the train? Is that a respectful question? No, it's not a respectful question. But it's like, hey, Leif, what are you doing in the back of the train?
Yeah.
This is a respectful question. I'm actually assuming that maybe Leif, who doesn't have the experience that I have, who's my subordinate as a platoon commander, to me, the big task unit commander, my assumption is not that I know more than him. My assumption is that he's got a reason for that. My assumption is that he knows more than me.
Yeah.
Which, well, this is one of Jordan Peterson's 12 rules for life. It's like, I think it's assume the person that you're talking to knows more than you. What I'm saying is the same thing, up and down the chain of command. You assume that your boss or your subordinate knows something that you don't know. And if you can ask questions in that way, instead of asking questions, boss, what are we doing this for?
Yeah.
Or Leif, why are you doing that? Leif, why are you in the back of the train? That's stupid. No. It's like, hey, Leif, why are you in the back of the train? What is your purpose of being back there? I genuinely want to know. And this isn't like, I'm not even saying I'm acting like that. I truly, genuinely want to know what the deal is.
Yeah.
So make the assumption up and down the chain of command that your boss, your subordinate, knows more than you, and then ask good questions with true, genuine curiosity that you want to know the answers to.
Yeah.
It's a good way to go about it.